Hey guys, so I know we ran into a little bit of trouble setting up Photopea in class. So in order to get it on your device, there's a few steps you need to follow. First, I'd like you to open up Google in your web browser. So if you're using Chrome, make sure that you're signed into your Garden City account. Along the top next to the search bar, you should have this three-dot option to control your Google Chrome. If you don't have that there, you may have a settings button somewhere in this area. That's what we're going to get to. You're going to click on that and head to settings. So there's a lot of different things that are happening here, and yours may look a little bit different. Since our browser is managed by the school, sometimes they turn off pop-ups and a variety of different things. So in order to use this site, I'd like you to go to Privacy and Security. Head to Site Settings. This is going to control pop-ups, and the way that Photopea works using Google Drive will actually be a pop-up. So we want to allow that. Now I've scrolled down to the bottom to pop-ups and redirects. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add www.photopea.com and click Add. That should show up. The icon will show up if it's spelled correctly, and you're going to head back out. Okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is head back to Google. Underneath your apps, you're going to head to your drive. And we may or may not have set this up. So if this is repetition, you can either skip ahead or just follow along. Now my drive is loaded with a ton of different things. Yours may look a little emptier, which is absolutely fine. I'd like you to click on New if you have not done so already. Click on Folder. And in addition to your Google Photos, you're going to set up a photography or photo folder. I'll name mine Photography 1. I'm going to add a little star in the front so it appears on top. Click Create. And there's a few different ways that you can view Google Drive. You can use the list view or the grid view. So up top in the right-hand side, that'll allow you to go back and forth between the two. So this is list view, and as you can see, Photography 1 is right here. If I click on Photography 1 so that it is selected, it's highlighted now, I can make a few changes. I'm going to go up to these three dots. So anytime you see these three dots, this little snowman, that's really your settings or your options. And since we've all figured out together that right-clicking may not be ideal on a Chromebook, this is a great way to go about changing these settings. So if you need to rename your folder, maybe you had a little spelling error, that's fine. You can rename here. Also, I absolutely love that you can change the color of your folders. If you're like me and you like to color code or match up each class folder with how it looks on Google Classroom, you can do that. So I've picked out this nice yellow. It stands out. As you can see from my previous examples, I have the pink, and this year's assignments are blue. I've also learned that adding these symbols will bring everything up to the top because it keeps things in alphabetical order. So this year I've added an exclamation point so I can find all of my work for 2020 to 2021. I'm going to open up Photography 1. And you can, I'm on a Mac, so I can drag and drop, but you can also upload and add files in your Chromebook. Another way to add is by clicking the new icon, similar to how we've made a new folder, but instead we're going to click File Upload. When you do this, it's going to open one of the last places that you've uploaded from. Double check if your image is saved to your desktop or also saved to your downloads. I'm just going to click a photo that I've taken, click Open, and it will start uploading to the drive. Once it's uploaded, it will be added right here in your folder. Because I have the list view, the image is a small thumbnail with the file name, the owner, and when it was last modified. If I switch over to grid view, it's actually going to show a larger image, which I find very helpful when looking for photographs. I'm going to double click on this image to open it up in Google Drive. Here you're going to have several options. You have the 3 dots that we spoke about that gives you some more options or actions: download, print, comment, and open with. Now I've already added Photopea here. If you do not have that loaded up, click Connect More Apps. When you do this, search for Photopea and install. Since mine's already installed, you could see that there. If you go back to that drop-down menu and it's still not there, I recommend going back to your drive and refreshing your screen. Open one of your images back up and click Open with Photopea. Once your photo is open in Photopea, we have another step. On top, you should have a red button that says Account. If you click on that account, you're going to log in using Google. So be sure to click on Google. And it will bring you back to this screen. So I'm signed in with my Garden City account, just to make sure things are connected. Now, why is this important? Why are we opening things up like this? It's going to make things a little bit easier for you to open and save. If I go to File, I now have an option of Save Google Drive. So now that things are linked, I want to just review one more thing about Google Drive, and then we can jump into a project. I'm going to recommend that in your Google Drive, you create a new folder, and you can call this Originals. So based on different projects, you can add an Originals folder within those projects. So I'm going to make a folder called ColourPop. That's going to be one of our projects. I'm going to make a folder called ColourPop. I'm going to put my originals in there. If I want to use this photo, I'm going to drag and drop it into ColourPop. Once your photos are uploaded into Google Drive, it makes this pretty easy. I'm going to click on my photo so that it's highlighted. I'm going to go to my Options menu, the 3 dots or the snowman, and I am going to make a copy. This is going to create a copy of that image. So it's going to take the name and put copy of in front of it. I'm going to take that original and add it to my originals folder. The reason this is important is because when you go into Photopea and you make any changes, it doesn't let you change the name of your file. So to make sure that you're not changing originals, always make a copy and save the original.